If you do what others won't, you'll be able to do what others can't. You go on Instagram, you'll see so many influencers, celebrities, rich people living the high life, living a great life, traveling the world, driving fast cars, going to awesome parties, doing whatever they want, wearing the nice clothes, everything. You know what I'm talking about. More often than not, people look at that and you're like, wow, that's amazing. I'm jealous. I wish I had that. How many of those celebrities or famous people there are, like the top five, top 1% of them, and everyone else just looks on them at envy. It's like, I wish that was me. And usually, when people think to themselves, like, it doesn't have to be a celebrity, it can be anyone with a position of power or position of status. So many people think, what's the difference between me and them? And so often they just think, it's circumstance or they were just born differently. They're just different kinds of people. But the truth is, we're all kind of pretty much the same for the most part, right? And how I look at it, I usually think of it, don't look at, okay, how are they different than I am? Instead, I look at it like, what are they doing differently than I am? And more often than not, these people who are highly successful, they're doing things that other people won't do. They just refuse to do it. Now I know some people watching this are going to say like, "Oh no, it's all connections," or it's they're just different somehow. They're just naturally gifted, and to an extent, that's right. But that's only a small portion of the formula. Because otherwise, their success would just be an accident, which I doubt. You're just taking all intentionality and responsibility out of it. The truth is that's only a small part. So it's really they just do things differently than the average person. Like look at the random bum living in Arkansas, like in the trash country, compared to some guy living in a New York City high rise. I guarantee you, their lifestyle, well, not their lifestyle, but their behaviors are very different, right? I bet you look at their life and break down their routines and their behaviors and their mindset and how they talk and how they interact with the world, completely different. And not just because of what they have, it's just how they act and how they got there. The person, the high rise, those behaviors more often than not got him to that position. Now, most people just don't understand this, right? To become like a millionaire, multimillionaire, billionaire, you have to have a different mindset and different behaviors than most of the population. Most of the population, the majority, live paycheck to paycheck. And that's not a recipe for success. So, they're obviously doing something different. Is you he don't well, there's a lot of people again are going to be resentful and saying this is all BS, but there are many self-made millionaires, especially in the West. People who are living paycheck to paycheck are now, you know, are highly successful. Like this is the easiest time in the history of the world where you can ascend into the higher classes. So these people are really just doing things differently. And the truth is, why don't the other people do it? Right? It's like if they want to get out of poverty so much, why don't they follow what they're doing? And the reason why is because they won't. It's just too hard. Now, one example is, these are just blanket statements. This doesn't apply to every goal or every success, but usually a habit of highly successful people is waking up early. Most of them wake up, when the sun rises. And it's only the rare exceptions of people with strange sleep schedules not doing that, but usually they rise early and they're go-getters, especially on their days off too. Well, most people, everyone wakes up early. Most people wake up early for work, but what happens Saturday and Sunday, right? People work the 9 to 5, they go home on Friday at 5 o'clock. What do? They either go out party or just do frivolous activities and they stay up late, either drinking or any kind. They just usually stay up late. And then on Saturday morning, they sleep in. They sleep in and way later than they would on the weekday. And as a result, they waste several hours, right? And then what do they do when they get up? They usually don't do much in the Saturday morning, right? They it usually takes a while to get their day going. And even then, like when they do get up, it's usually having fun or frivolous activities or all day and all Sunday, right? They kind of throw their weekend away. Now, the weekend you should have fun. I'm not against this anti-fun of hustle all the time, but fact of the matter is these people are not consciously doing it. They're just doing it because that's what they do and what everyone else is doing. Well, what's tough is, going against the grain, where instead Friday you go to bed earlier like you normally do on the weekday, during the weekday, and come Saturday morning you get up and get going. All these successful people, they have several hours in the morning in the weekend. They utilize their time properly. As a result, they make more money, they make more gains, they they have more time to reach other goals, which the most people other people don't. And that's just one example where most people are not willing to do that. They're not willing to make the sacrifice. I would say that if you want to reach a goal or if you want purpose, you need sacrifice. You got to sacrifice something. It's opportunity cost. You can't just have everything. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You have to give something up. Like for example, I want this YouTube channel. I want to make videos. Right now, I can be sitting now watching the great TV I have right behind me. But no, I'm recording this video because I want to do it. It's not fun, but I want that. It's sacrificing the free time I have. When I'm not at work, I lose the free time just to relax. Instead, I have to go here and talk because I'm willing to do what others won't. Another example is, why so many people don't go to the gym is because they're not willing to give 3 to 5 hours of their life, of their week, to work out. While the fit people are the people who have great bodies, the healthy people, they're willing to do that. And as a result, because they make these sacrifices in the long term, they get things other people can't. Like, there's a reason why only like 10 or 5% of the American population has a muscular body, right? And most people are overweight. Or there's a reason why that, the how few people make over six figures or have a, not only just financial independence, but also just financial freedom. Yeah, there's a reason why, because it's hard. Same thing, for why so many people are just uneducated because they're not willing to sit down and learn skills or just knowledge, right? For example, there's plenty of times where I'd rather be watching TV or listening to music or just not doing anything else. But many times I'm just reading and listening to audiobooks because I know it's an advantage. I always look at it as edges. What edges do I have over other people that I'm going to succeed? Because I'm not naturally talented. I'm not just naturally intelligent. I don't have natural charisma. However, if I get edges, like I wake up earlier than other people, I'm more consistent. I work out more than others. I consume more useful information than others. I'm harder working. You gain these edges, and over time, they're going to compound into bigger results. So, in the short run, in maybe a year, like it doesn't make that much of a difference. But 5 years, holy cow, huge. Like, like instead of just spending the next hour listening to an audiobook, instead I just play video games. That's not going to really make a difference, but give it a few months, the past 2 months, I listened to 8 audiobooks, right? A lot of knowledge. And, that's just a small example, but over time, like, I'm just becoming smarter and smarter and smarter. And the reason why I just became so wise over time and just gained so much knowledge is because I listened so much. That was my edge. I listened. Instead of wasting my time consuming information that's useless, I I consumed information that would actually help me and learn about the world. That's how I got those edges. Same thing with consistency, where people give up so easy. I pride myself in being more consistent, of always getting stuff done. For example, these videos, I'm proud that I'm consistent. I'm getting these 3 videos a week, getting them done. I haven't been doing the live streams properly, so that's something I have to work on. But if I keep it up, I'm going to be able to have a YouTube channel that's successful that most other people can't, that they won't be able to get that. So the fact of the matter is, if you're willing to do the things that other people won't, you can do the things that other people can't. Travel the world, spend tons of money on the things you actually want. Really, you can get what you want. And that's what we're all about. It's in your best interest to get what you want. So the unfortunate sacrifice is to do what others won't. That's the barrier to entry. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it, then it wouldn't be special. So that's the fact that is very few people can't do it is what makes it worth it. Is you have that advantage. Thanks for watching.